Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be going over how you can build a Zenfi flow that can automatically detect when a file is being shared externally, when the visibility is changed, and now your document may be leaked to other users. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step to any Zenfi flow is to set up your trigger, which is the action that's going to initiate the workflow process. In this case, we're using the Google Audit Activity trigger, meaning it's going to initiate the flow when a certain audit activity occurs, which we can set up in the next couple steps. The first thing you have to do is set up your connection. This is going to grant Zenfi permission to be able to monitor these activities. After that, all you have to do is select the application name and event name, meaning the name of the application in which we want to retrieve the events, and then the specific event that we want to monitor. In this case, we're going to be using Drive and change document visibility. If you wish to look at a list of different application names and events that you can use, there are some links down at the bottom that you can reference. Here you would add the user email for the data that you want to look through. If you want to look through all the users for maximum security, you can just use the word all. Here in filters, you're able to create a list. You can separate by commas to be able to filter out your search even more. In this case, I only wanted to notify me when the document visibility is changed to external shared. And now basically what do we have here? In summary, it's going to be notifying me every time a document is changed visibility in any of the users, but only when that visibility change is external. The first step we're going to do is set the run name by using the event name. You can get the event name using this icon here. This chain icon is called the token picker. It allows you to enter data from previous steps, in this case from the trigger. If you open up the trigger, you'll be able to see all this information. You can see the event name, the event type, the owner domain, the IP address, the user who has done the activity. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add their name as well. That way we have their name as well as that they changed the visibility. And now here we have a couple of the same action being implemented to be able to retrieve certain things from each item. In this case, this one is going to retrieve the doc ID, the doc title, the owner, the share drive ID. So basically all of these are called query collections. This is going to allow you to filter through certain collections, in this case from the parameters. So what you would do is click on the token picker once again, and you can select this collection, which is the parameters. As you can see, there's different values. It has a name, the value, value type. So what we're going to do is we're going to filter each one, and this one, it says when item name is equal to doc ID, and we only want the first item, and we're going to repeat this process for all of them. Same collection, the only thing that changes is what the item name is. So here we have the doc title, and this one is to be able to get the owner, so you would repeat the same process, equal to owner, and then share drive ID. The next action we're going to be using is called add row. What this is going to do is it's going to add rows to a Google Sheet that you would create previously. So all you have to do is set up your connection to Google Sheet, and then you're going to select which file you wish to use. So if you click this Google Drive icon, you can select any Google Sheet from your Google Drive. And then the next one is called sheet name. Here you can select which sheet in case you have more than one. And then down at the bottom, we're going to fill all the different columns with its header. For example, here date time, it would be the time of the event occurred. And then we have the file ID, which is the value we selected first. Same thing with file name. Shared by, we have that information from the trigger. The owner we also retrieved with the query collection, share drive as well. So you can just use the token picker to be able to get the information from each one of these queries that we selected, or if the information is here. Or for example, if we need to know the person, it would be here, the actor email. And then we also have the event time here as well. Now what happens when the document is on a shared drive? The process is a bit different, which is why we have to implement an action once again to be able to see if there is an owner for the shared drive. So what we're going to do is again using the query collection. The only thing is that we're going to put here owner is team drive. Okay, and then we have this if condition here. This is going to allow us to check if it is on a shared drive or not, and if it is, what actions to take. So in this case, if the previous collection that we just created, if it's equal to true, the value of this action, this one right here. If it's equal to true, meaning it is on a shared drive, it's going to follow the true branch. If it's false, it's going to follow the false branch. We have also created a variable to be able to write the owner of the file. So in this case, if it has a personal owner, if it isn't on a shared drive, we're going to set the variable with the value that we found at the beginning, the get owner. If it is on a shared drive, what we have to do first is list all the shared drive members using this action called list shared drive members. So you set up your connection, you select which drive you want to use. In this case, we have the get shared drive ID that we found in the previous query collection. So you can just get that value here. It would be this one. You want to make sure you execute as a domain admin, and then here you can change the max results. After that, we're going to use query collections once again, but this time we're going to use the members that it just found in the previous action. So it would be this collection here. And we're going to use when clause, making sure that their role is an organizer, which is the maximum role someone can have in a shared drive. That would be equal to being an owner. You could say it's the closest we can get to it. We only need the first item, and then we're going to go ahead and set that email that we just found as the file owner email variable. Now the last action we have is notifying the owner of these files being potentially leaked. So we're going to use the send email Gmail action. We're going to set up our connection. Who are we going to send it to? We're going to use the variable that we just created for the file owner, since if it is a shared drive, it's going to take the value of the shared drive organizer, and if it isn't a shared drive, it's going to take the file owner. And then you can edit the subject, you can edit the body. Here we're letting them know that the person just shared the file externally. And if someone for some reason needs to see the entire sheet of externally shared files, what you could do is just go here, the ID of the file, you would retrieve it from the log to sheet action. Here we get the file ID. You would select where you want to save this file, what name you want to save it as, and you can save it as a PDF. And then you would also be able to attach it to the email if necessary. So feel free to add or remove steps if they aren't necessary to your process, but Zenvi is very customizable, so feel free to look through the actions. You can check out our YouTube channel where you'll be able to find different use cases or blog posts so you can learn how to implement different actions, different triggers. Thank you so much for watching.